she had a conversation with you fairly recently, just kind of about what she saw for your role, what she wanted out of you. What was your takeaway from that, and kind of what your role would be?
Yeah, I think it was just about prepping for 2019 and where she wants me to be there, and kind of dreaming big and trying to expand my capacity a little bit, so that when we're in this year that seems like an off year, it's actually like the most important time to grow. So in that, we talked about the areas that she wants to see me develop, which are being a better physical presence, holding up the ball, and just being a little bit more aggressive and confident in my play.
Was the play that set up the goal kind of an example of that?
Yeah, definitely trying to get more pressure on the ball and actually trying to win the ball from defenders. So I'm glad it worked out today.
Can you discuss the way how you played tonight?
I thought the team did excellently. I think it was a great win for us. I was trying to count in my head before this. It's been hundreds of days, I think, since we played a game, other than Christen and Alex, obviously. So I think that was a great performance, all things considered, to start 2017. If we're only going up from here, we're going to land in a really good place.
What can you take away from tonight as you go on to play England next?
I think that we could definitely improve in the final third. We got a lot of chances where we got in that area where it's just the last pass, the last touch, and the finish. So if we continue to play like this, continue to get those opportunities, we'd want to see more efficiency around the goal.
How about the crowd tonight?
They were fantastic. I love playing here, always do.
Christen, specifics, we're a little over 4 years to the day from your first cap and first goal.
Wow.
And so I'm curious, when you compare sort of that part of the process in 2013 against ultimately a competition that wasn't close to the level you're facing here 3 and 6 days, how does it change your preparation, and how do you think it changes the team's ability to develop at this point in the cycle?
Well, I think that when I look back to 4 years ago, I was a completely different place in my career, and I was sort of playing like with nothing to lose, with everything ahead of me. And here, I feel much more a part of the leadership of this team, a lot more responsibility and a lot more expectation on myself. I think for the young players coming in, when they step into some of their first games against an opponent like Germany, it's just like a fantastic experience. I'd have to assume for some players they don't play in front of crowds like this, so you take that in for your first game. We always do, but then to throw in a world-class opponent, it's a lot to handle, and you kind of get tested really early, which I think is important.
And just to that end, the leadership quality of it, and being able to bring the continuity of this team from a team that won in 2015. You have about half of players who are still with you and half that are new.
Mm-hmm.
Does this feel like to you the same team as that group? Do you feel that continuity, or does this feel like you're almost writing a different story as the team now?
I think it's a new team. I think it's a new group. We obviously have a lot of the same staff, so there's the same voices in our head and the same concepts and principles.
Right.
And we do have a lot of the core group of players that we had, but there's been so much turnover. In the Olympics year, there was a lot of turnover, even more this year, and I think that's great. It keeps everything super sharp, super competitive, and we have a lot of time between now and the next World Championship, so I expect to see continued change and progress.
Does it feel like more of an open competition right now for playing time, or is that always the case with this team, that it's always that competition?
I think that in the last year, if not, and especially in the last couple of months, it's definitely more open for competition. I think Jill's been bringing players in for playing excellently in the league, and that pushes the players that have been around, and also gives hope to all the players that are in the NWSL. You have a good season, you're going to come in with this group.
Thanks, guys.